Hello and welcome to everyone in the virtual classroom to learn case flow statement. Let us take a small question with having some good points given in it. Have a look on the question. A data has been given for a period of 2 years, one for last year, that is 2019, and one for the current year, that is 2020, for which we have to prepare the case flow statement. I would like to draw your attention for one point given on the asset side of the balance sheet. Have a look on the last item on the asset side of the balance sheet. Profit and loss account debit balance. Over here, it has been mentioned very clearly that it is a debit balance, means it is a loss balance. Last year, rupees 1 lakh, current year, nil. Normally, this type of mentioned debit balance would not have been given, may not have been given in the question. When the balance itself has been given on the asset side of the balance sheet, it means it is a debit balance, it is a loss balance. That is to be understood. But over here, it has been given with a clarification that it is a debit balance. ये ना भी कहा होता तो भी ये समझना है कि ये डेबिट बैलेंस है, लॉस बैलेंस है. So how we have to decide the profit of the year? We have to start the cash flow statement under the first title, that is title A, cash flow from operating activities, by taking the net profit of the year. And then we have to convert it into cash profit generated from business operation. So title A always will get start with the net profit of the year. Normally, we were comparing the two balances of profit and loss appropriation account given in the balance sheet. And by that way, we were and we are deciding the profit of the year. Over here, how it should be decided when the balance is a debit balance and it has been given on the asset side of the balance sheet. Last year the balance rupees 1 lakh, it means last year there was a loss of rupees 1 lakh, and in the current year it became nil. May I say that in the current year company has earned a profit of rupees 1 lakh, and that is why the balance of loss of the last year became nil in the current year. Yes, that is true. In the current year, that is 31st March 2020, company has earned a profit of rupees 1 lakh, though over here it is not visible, it is a nil balance. But company would have earned a profit of rupees 1 lakh in the current year, and that is why the debit balance, the loss balance of the last year, which was rupees 1 lakh, has been wiped out and it became nil. The balance of profit and loss appropriation account became nil in the current year. कंपनी ने इस साल में 1 लाख रुपीस का प्रॉफिट अर्न किया है, तभी तो जाके पिछले साल की जो डेबिट बैलेंस थी, जो लॉस बैलेंस थी रुपीस 1 लाख की, वो वाइप आउट होकर इस साल में नील हो गई, क्योंकि इस साल में 2020 में कंपनी ने 1 लाख का प्रॉफिट अर्न किया है. So balance of the current year looks nil, but company has earned a net profit of rupees 1 lakh in the current year, and that is why once again I am repeating the last year's loss balance, the last year's debit balance of rupees 1 lakh has become nil in the current year. So current year's net profit is rupees 1 lakh that we have to report in the cash flow statement under the first title. Let us have a look. Cash flow statement, how we have reported the profit of the current year in the CFS form. Have a look. Title A, cash flow generated from business operation or operating activities. Net profit of the year. Difference of balances of profit and loss appropriation account during the period of two balance sheets. One for 2019, another for 2020. Let us decide it. Net profit, comparison of the two balances of profit and loss appropriation account from the given two balance sheet. Current year's profit as given in the balance sheet nil, minus balance of profit or loss of the last year as given in the balance sheet, a loss balance for the last year rupees 1 lakh. So current year's profit nil minus, it is a debit balance, it is a loss balance, so minus rupees 1 lakh. Nil minus minus becomes plus, so nil plus 1, that gives the profit of the year rupees 1 lakh. So it is rupees 1 lakh. Once again I am repeating, difference of balances of profit and loss appropriation account during the period of two balance sheets. We already saw the balance sheet. We already verified the two balances of profit and loss appropriation account given on the asset side of the balance sheet. Balance of current year nil minus balance of last year as given in the balance sheet, it was a loss. So minus is a sign for the loss, rupees 1 lakh. Nil minus minus becomes plus, nil plus rupees 1 lakh, that gives the profit of the year rupees 1 lakh. तो ये इस साल का प्रॉफिट है रुपीज 1 lakh जो कंपनी ने इस साल में अर्न किया है. So once again we have verified it over here by comparing the two balances of profit and loss appropriation account given in those two balance sheets. बैलेंस शीट में भी हमने देखा और यहाँ भी दो बैलेंस को कंपेयर करके हमने ये तय किया कि करंट ईयर्स प्रॉफिट इज 1 lakh. So it is a good point of this question. It was the debit balance given in the balance sheet, and then we verified how the profit of the year is rupees 1 lakh in the balance sheet verification, as well as over here by comparing the two balances of profit and loss appropriation account given in the balance sheet nil minus minus balance of last year loss 1 lakh minus minus becomes plus, nil plus 1 lakh, so profit of the year rupees 1 lakh. I hope it would be very clear in your mind how we got this profit of rupees 1 lakh in the current year. Let us verify the additional information of the question. Point number 1. I am reading it. The company has sold off all the fixed assets for rupees 6 lakh in the beginning of the year. See, these words are very important. Sold off all the fixed assets. All the fixed assets in the beginning of the year and has credited the profit to capital reserve account. Let us verify the balance sheet for the fixed assets. Have a look. on the asset side, fixed assets, opening balance 5 lakhs. As we saw in point number 1, company has sold off all the fixed assets in the beginning of the year. So this is the balance, opening balance that we have to consider in our working note for this point, rupees 5 lakh, and closing balance 11 lakh. Simultaneously on the liability side, have a look. Second last item, provision for depreciation. 1 lakh opening balance, closing balance 3 lakhs. It means company follows the depreciation fund system. You know, there are 3 titles that can be used for this depreciation system. One, as has been given over here, provision for depreciation. Second, depreciation fund system. Or third, accumulated depreciation system. All the 3 gives the same meaning, same interpretation. So company follows the depreciation fund system. How this system is working? Though you know it very well, in fund flow statement, number of times depreciation fund system was given and there was a detailed discussion for this system. But even though, let me repeat the 3 main characteristics of this system that you will have to apply in accounting procedure related for this item. Number 1, first characteristics of this system is that under the depreciation fund system, fixed assets are always shown at its original cost. फिक्स्ड एसेट्स को ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट से ही बैलेंस शीट में दिखाई जाती है अंडर द डेप्रिसिएशन फंड सिस्टम. Number 2, the second characteristic. Under this system, every year, amount of depreciation, though, would be debited as it is to profit and loss account. But credit would not be given to fixed assets account. Instead of that, credit would be given to depreciation fund account. So profit and loss account debit to depreciation fund or provision for depreciation account credit for the amount of depreciation of every year. तभी तो जाके फिक्स्ड एसेट्स बैलेंस शीट में उनकी ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट से दिखेगी. And the third characteristics, whenever company sells the fixed assets or scrapped the fixed assets due to obsolescence, in that particular year, whatever the amount of depreciation lying in the opening balance of depreciation fund would be transferred by debiting to depreciation fund account and crediting to fixed assets account. Means जब भी कभी भी कंपनी फिक्स्ड एसेट्स को सेल करेगी या तो ऑब्सोलेसेंस होने की वजह से उनको स्क्रैप में निकाल देगी, तब जाके उस साल में उस वक्त उस एसेट्स का जो आपने सेल कर दी है या डिस्कार्ड कर दी है ड्यू टू ऑब्सोलेसेंस, उस एसेट्स का इतने सालों का डेप्रिसिएशन जो डेप्रिसिएशन फंड की ओपनिंग बैलेंस में रहा है वहां से निकाल कर वहां डेबिट करके डेप्रिसिएशन फंड को डेबिट करके आप फिक्स्ड एसेट्स अकाउंट को ट्रांसफर कर देंगे. बाय डूइंग दैट, जस्ट you have eliminated the original cost of that fixed asset which has been sold or discarded in the current year from the fixed assets account, and you have also eliminated the total accumulated depreciation of that fixed asset which has been sold in the current year or discarded in the current year due to obsolescence from the balance of depreciation fund account. So these are the three main characteristics of this depreciation fund system that you have to remember. You will have to apply in the accounting treatment related with fixed assets in the given question. So let us do it. Let us implement it. Let me draw your attention once again for the opening balance of fixed asset, क्योंकि ये beginning of the year में sell की गई है. So this is the opening balance, beginning balance 5 lakh, and the opening balance of depreciation fund 1 lakh. ये इतने सालों का इनका accumulated depreciation है. फिक्स्ड एसेट्स जिनकी ओपनिंग बैलेंस है 5 लाख, accumulated depreciation opening balance 1 lakh. Let us prepare a working note for this transaction and apply the characteristics that we already discussed for this depreciation fund system. Have a look. Working note number 1. Sale of fixed assets. Depreciation fund system has been given in the question. Cost price of the fixed assets as we saw in the balance sheets, beginning opening balance, because all the fixed assets have been sold in the beginning of the year. So original cost of the fixed assets sold in the current year 5 lakhs. Total accumulated depreciation, let us deduct it to decide the written down value. So less total और accumulated depreciation so far, इतने सालों का इनका accumulate किया गया depreciation ₹1 lakh, as we discussed and saw in the balance sheet, opening balance of depreciation fund. So 5 lakhs minus 1 lakhs, that gives the written down value in the current year ₹4 lakh. So we got the written down value, original cost minus total accumulated depreciation, lying under the title of provision for depreciation or depreciation fund. That is the opening balance. We deducted it and we got the written down value of ₹4 lakh. Compare it with the selling price. Selling price as given in point number 1 is 6 lakh rupees. That gives the profit ₹2 lakh. So we decided the profit due to sale of fixed assets in the beginning of the year. Let us record it by passing the journal entries. Journal entry number 1, bank account debited 6 lakh. Depreciation fund account debited ₹1 lakh. To fixed assets account credited ₹7 lakh. So we credited ₹7 lakh to fixed assets account, the original cost of which was ₹5 lakh. But we credited ₹7 lakh including profit of ₹2 lakh. Otherwise, its original cost ₹5 lakh ought to be credited over here, but we credited ₹7 lakh including a profit of ₹2 lakh. And that is why a second journal entry is required to pass for the transfer of profit. So second J, fixed assets account debited ₹2 lakh. 2. Capital reserve account credited ₹2 lakh. Instruction has been given in the question point number 1 that the profit has been transferred to capital reserve. So transfer of profit ₹2 lakh credited to capital reserve account. Let us give the posting impact in the concerned ledger account related with this transaction of fixed assets. Have a look. Fixed assets account, provision for depreciation account, and capital reserve account. These are the three accounts related with this transaction. Let us give the posting impact opening balance of fixed assets account rupees 5 lakh, closing balance rupees 11 lakh. First J that we passed, bank account debited rupees 6 lakh. Depreciation fund, that is provision for depreciation account, debited rupees 1 lakh, transfer of depreciation. 2. Fixed assets account credited rupees 7 lakh. Opposite narration, bank 6 lakh, depreciation fund 1 lakh, transfer of depreciation to fixed assets account credited 7 lakh. Second G, for transfer of profit. Fixed assets account debited to capital reserve account credited. Over here, capital reserve account, opening balance 1 lakh, no closing balance. Now posting of this JE, capital reserve account credited, opposite narration, fixed assets account, transfer of profit 2 lakhs. So we gave the posting. Now let us close these three ledger accounts related with this transaction. Fixed assets account. Credit side looks bigger. Total of credit side 18 lakh. Put it on the debit side 18 lakhs. That gives a balancing figure of rupees 11 lakh on the debit side. What it could be? Apply the common accounting sense and knowledge. It must be the purchases made during the year. Fixed assets account debited to बैंक अकाउंट क्रेडिटेड. तो ओपनिंग बैलेंस आपने बेच दी और ये जो परचेज करी है 11 लैक्स की यहाँ मिली, वो क्लोजिंग बैलेंस के रूप में यहाँ पे बनी हुई है. सो परचेज इज 11 lakh which remains in the form of closing balance at the end of the year. Then provision for depreciation account. Debit side looks bigger. Total of debit side 4 lakhs. Put it on the credit side 4 lakhs. That gives a balancing figure on the credit side. What it could be? Common accounting sense, common accounting knowledge. It must be the depreciation provided for the current year on the fixed assets. Profit and loss account debited to provision for depreciation account credited rupees 3 lakh. You know, at the end of the year, company was using fixed assets worth rupees 11 lakh. तो ये जो डेप्रिशिएशन मिला 3 lakhs, ये 11 lakh की फिक्स्ड एसेट्स पर प्रोवाइड किया है. प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट डेबिट टू प्रोविजन फॉर डेप्रिशिएशन अकाउंट क्रेडिट. We close the two ledger accounts related with this transaction. Let us consider the cash flow statement impact one by one. Have a look on fixed assets account. Title came credit side, bank 6 lakh. It indicates cash inflow due to sale. Under investing activities, title B. On the debit side, title is also there, bank purchases indicates cash outflow. Under same investing activities title, purchases as a cash outflow. So two entries from this account. This is the transfer of depreciation from depreciation fund account. Doesn't affect the CFS. Forget it. Provision for depreciation. Current year's provision rupees 3 lakh. Title came profit and loss. You know, depreciation is always a non-cash item, and that is why should be and will be added back in the current year's profit under title A, जिसकी शुरुआत हमने नेट प्रॉफिट से करी है और अब इस नेट प्रॉफिट को बदलना है कैश प्रॉफिट में बाय गिविंग द एडजस्टमेंट फॉर नॉन कैश एंड नॉन ऑपरेटिंग आइटम्स रिकॉर्डेड बाय द कंपनी इन द गिवन प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट. On the debit side, this was a transfer of depreciation, doesn't affect the CFS, forget it. So let us give these three impact. 2 under title B, investing activities, and 1 depreciation under title A as a non-cash item. Have a look. Title A. Net profit, we already decided rupees 1 lakh. Now adjustment for non-cash and non-operating items. We are giving adjustments for non-cash and non-operating items in the net profit ताकि वो बदल जाए कैश प्रॉफिट में जो सिर्फ बिजनेस के ऑपरेशन में से मिला हो. Depreciation on fixed assets rupees 3 lakh plus is assigned for addition rupees 3 lakh. Now investing activities. Let us report it. Have a look. Title B. Cash flow generated from investment activities or investing activities. Sale of fixed assets rupees 6 lakh. Then purchases of fixed assets minus is assigned for cash outflow 11 lakhs. Over here plus was assigned for cash inflow. Over here minus is assigned for cash outflow. It is a simultaneous reporting, inflow और outflow. दोनों का साथ ही reporting होता है. Plus is assigned for inflow, minus is assigned for cash outflow. Let us verify the additional information once again. For next point of the question, point number 2. The company has given fully paid up bonus shares to its shareholders from capital reserve account. Over here, ratio of bonus has not been given. Normally, we are habituated with the ratio of bonus share. It has not been given. Does not matter. Let us verify the capital reserve account to find it out that how much bonus has been given. Have a look on capital reserve account. Opening balance 1 lakh, no closing balance. This is the transfer of profit due to sale of fixed assets as we already saw in discussion of point number 1. Now what is the total available amount on the credit side? It is 3 lakhs versus no closing balance. What does it mean? It means this entire available amount in the capital reserve account, which is 3 lakh, has been utilized to issue the bonus shares to shareholders because there is no closing balance. So entire amount has been utilized to give the bonus shares. Journal entries. Number 1, capital reserve account credit. 2, bonus on equity shareholders account credit. Second, bonus on equity shareholders account debited to equity share capital account credited. So ultimately 2 becomes 1. Capital reserve account debited to equity share capital account credited rupees 3 lakh bonus. CR debit 3 lakh to equity share capital account credited rupees 3 lakh bonus. Capital reserve account is over 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs, no closing balance. Bonus always being given free. Bonus मुफ्त में दिए जाते हैं and that is why it does not affect the cash flow statement process. Let us close the equity share capital account. Opening balance 1 lakh, closing balance 4 lakh, total also 4 lakhs, no balancing figure. As I told you, bonus doesn't affect the cash flow statement process because it is being given free. So this was the transaction related with bonus issue from capital reserve. Let us verify the next point of the question. Point number 3. Have a look. The company has sold off its investment during the year for rupees 1,20,000. Selling price has been given 1,20,000. But what is the cost price? Instruction is that company has sold off its investment. Let us verify the balance sheet. What is the position of investment has been given on the asset side. Have a look. Second item, investment, opening balance 1 lakh, closing balance nil. It means entire investment has been sold off in the current year for a selling price of rupees 1,20,000. Let us prepare a working note for investment. Working note number 2. Sale of investment. Selling price rupees 1,20,000 as given in that point. Less cost price as we saw in the balance sheet 1 lakh. That gives the profit rupees 20,000. Journal entries. Bank account debited 1,20,000 to investment account credited 1,20,000. We credited the full selling price with profit. So second journal entry for transfer of profit, investment account debited rupees 20,000 to profit and loss account credited rupees 20,000 for transfer of profit. Let us give the posting impact in the concerned ledger accounts. Investment account. This is the investment account. Opening balance 1 lakh. No closing balance as we saw in the balance sheet. Posting of the first journal entry, bank debit to investment account credit 1,20,000 selling price. Then the posting of the second journal entry for transfer of profit, investment account debited to profit and loss account credited 20,000. Account is over, there is no balancing figure. 120, 120. Cash flow impact. Over here credit side title came bank, it indicates cash inflow 1,20,000 under investing activities title B. On the debit side title came profit and loss account. This profit has been received in cash. Yes, it is a cash item. But second test, does it look like an operating transaction? No. This type of transaction does not happen every day regularly. It happens once in a while. यह आपका मेन बिजनेस ऑपरेशन से जुड़ा हुआ ट्रांजेक्शन नहीं है. इट इज ए नॉन ऑपरेटिंग ट्रांजेक्शन. इफ दैट इज द केस, दिस प्रॉफिट which has been credited to the profit and loss account by the company should be eliminated from the current year's net profit under the first item. Let us do it. Cash flow statement impact. Profit on sale of investment minus 20,000 हमने निकाल दिया इस साल के प्रॉफिट में से, because it is a non-operating transaction. Now under investing activities, sale price rupees 1,20,000, sale of investment rupees 1,20,000. So see over here we reported entire selling price including profit of rupees 20,000. 1 lakh was the cost plus 20,000 profit. So entire cash receipt, entire cash inflow we have reported over here. तो इसलिए उनको इस साल के प्रॉफिट में से निकाल देना है, वरना ये दो बार हो जाता, टाइटल ए के नीचे नेट प्रॉफिट में भी और यहाँ भी इन्वेस्टिंग एक्टिविटीज के नीचे भी. सो टू अवॉइड द डुप्लीकेशन it was necessary to deduct profit of rupees 20,000 from the current year's net profit in which it was included. After this transaction, let us verify additional information. Point number 4. It is provided rupees 5 lakh for income tax for the year 1920. Nothing is new. Number of times we verified this type of transaction, but even though, let us see the working note. Number 3, income tax provision. First journal entry for the provision made in the current year. Profit and loss account debited rupees 5 lakh to income tax provision account credited rupees 5 lakh. While the second journal entry for the balancing figure of rupees 2 lakh. Let us verify the income tax provision account to give the impact of this journal entry. Income tax provision account, opening balance 2 lakhs, closing balance 5 lakh, journal entry that we passed, profit and loss account debited to income tax provision account credited 5 lakhs. Close the account. Credit side looks bigger, 7 lakhs. Put it on the debit side, 7 lakhs. That gives a balancing figure of rupees 2 lakh on the debit side. What it could be? It must be the income tax paid in the current year. Journal entry income tax provision account debited to bank account credited tax paid. Cash flow impact. Over here credit side title came profit and loss, current year's provision. It's a non-cash item and that is why will be added back under the first title. Over here title came bank, it indicates cash outflow, cash payment. It will also be reported under the first title. It indicates cash outflow, but it would be a last and separate reporting under the first title, pending list item. Let us report it. Current year's provision as a non-cash item, add back income tax provision plus 5 lakh. While payment, income tax paid is a payment. Once you decide the cash flow from operating activities, then it would be a last and separate reporting less income tax paid minus rupees 2 lakh. मगर ये कब रिपोर्टिंग करेंगे आप? Once you decide the cash flow from operating activities, then afterwards this would be the last and separate reporting for the tax payment. और इसीलिए तो हम इनको कहते हैं पेंडिंग लिस्ट आइटम. जब आप टोटल करते हो लास्ट में और यहाँ तक पहुँच जाते हो कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज एंड यू गेट द आंसर इन द टर्म्स ऑफ रुपीज, देन यू हैव टू रिपोर्ट दिस आइटम एज ए सेपरेट एंड लास्ट आइटम जो आपने पेंडिंग में रखी है. अब इनका रिपोर्टिंग करेंगे. -2 lakhs. Once again, let us verify the additional information. Last point of the question, point number 5. During the year 2019-20, the company has paid rupees 1 lakh on account of interim dividend. Dividend is a distribution of profit. It is an interim dividend. So complete power has been given to the management. ये साल के बीच में डिसीजन लिया जाता है और इमीडिएटली पेमेंट भी किया जाता है. First J, profit and loss appropriation account debited rupees 1 lakh to interim dividend account credited rupees 1 lakh, and then payment. Interim dividend account debited rupees 1 lakh to bank account credited rupees 1 lakh. Costing impact in the concerned ledger account, interim dividend account. This is the interim dividend account. Opening balance nil, closing balance nil, because it is an interim dividend account. Normally यहाँ opening closing balance नहीं रहती है क्योंकि ये डिसीजन साल के बीच में लिया जाता है और immediately पेमेंट भी कर दिया जाता है. So normally over here no opening balance, no closing balance would have been given. Posting of the first journal entry, profit and loss appropriation account debit to interim dividend account credit. Second, interim dividend account debit to bank account credit. Close the account. It's over. 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Cash flow impact. Title came profit and loss appropriation. Dividend is a distribution of profit. But over here, it's a non-cash item. It's a non-operating item also. That is why will be added back under the first title of the cash flow statement. Over here title came bank, indicates cash outflow. Dividend is related with share capital and share capital is related with finance. So under title C, this 1 lakh will be reported as a cash outflow. Let us report it. Title A. First, interim dividend as a non-cash item. Let us add back it. Interim dividend plus rupees 1 lakh. Now as a payment under title C. Title C, cash flow generated from financial activities or financing activities, interim dividend paid minus rupees 1 lakh. Additional points over. All the 5 points got over. Now let us verify the balance sheet for the remaining points, that is called reading of the balance sheet. Come on the asset side. Fixed assets over, investment over, stock and debtors item of current assets. We will report it after making or deciding the cash flow generated from operating activities. ये दूसरा सब रिपोर्टिंग रहता है चेंजेस इन CA and CL अंडर द फर्स्ट टाइटल. सो वेट, बैंक बैलेंस को हम लास्ट में वेरीफाई करते हैं. प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस डेबिट बैलेंस ओवर, इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल ओवर, कैपिटल रिजर्व ओवर, बोनस दे दिया इनमें से. जनरल रिजर्व ओपनिंग बैलेंस 3 lakh, क्लोजिंग बैलेंस 4 lakh. समथिंग इज देयर. Balance has been increased by rupees 1 lakh in the current year. What does it mean? Company has increased the saving over here. Profit and loss appropriation account debit to general reserve account credit. By this way, it would have been increased the balance of general reserve. But it is a non-cash item, merely transfer of profit from profit and loss to GR. Being a non-cash item, would be added back under the first title. Let us add back it under the first title. Transfer to general reserve plus 1 lakh. Once again, balance sheet verification. After general reserve, another item, 15% debentures. Opening balance 1 lakh, closing balance 3 lakhs. It indicates that there is an issue made in the current year for an amount of rupees 2 lakh. 1 lakh to 3 lakhs, difference is 2 lakh. JE bank account debited to debentures account credited rupees 2 lakh. So a further issue has been made in the current year for debenture. So bank debit to debentures credit, it indicates cash inflow, and it should be reported under title C, issue of debentures. Have a look under title C, issue of debentures plus rupees 2 lakh. Once again, balance sheet verification. On the liability side, after debentures, creditors and bills payable item of current liabilities, wait, we will report it under the first title, but after deciding cash profit from business operation. Taxation provision over, provision for depreciation over, बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट ओपनिंग बैलेंस ये हम लास्ट में रिपोर्ट करेंगे टू वेरीफाई द फाइनल आंसर विथ बैंक बैलेंस गिवन ऑन द एसेट साइड. Let us make the total of first sub reporting under the first title. Have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 items we reported, we adjusted under the first title either as a non-cash or non-operating, total of which is plus 9,80,000. Add it in the profit of the year, that gives cash profit before changes in working capital or before changes in current assets and current liabilities, 10,80,000. So we got cash profit from business operation. Now second sub reporting under this title A, changes in working capital or changes in current assets and current liabilities. You know the relationship CA with cash flow, it's a negative relationship, and CL with cash flow, it's a positive relationship. So let us do it one by one. Have a look in the balance sheet once again. Stock and debtors. Stock indicates decreases 3 lakh versus 2 lakh. Debtors indicates increases 2 lakh versus 3 lakh. So let us apply the relationship. Decreases in stock and increases in debtors. first item under the second sub reporting, decrease is in CA, namely stock, negative relationship, increase is the cash flow 1 lakh. Then increase is in CA, namely debtors, negative relationship, decrease is the cash flow minus 1 lakh. So two items of current assets. Let us verify the two items of the current liabilities. Creditors. So 1 lakh versus 4 lakh increases. Bills payable 1 lakh versus 3 lakh. It also indicates increases. So both items of current liabilities indicates increases in the current year. It's a positive relationship. Let us report it. Increase is in CL, creditors, increase is the cash flow plus 3 lakhs. Once again, increase is in CL, namely bills payable, increase is the cash flow plus 2 lakh. Net impact of reporting of this CA and CL plus 5 lakhs. That gives the final answer. Cash flow from operating activities plus 15 lakh 80,000. Earlier it was 10 lakh 80,000. We added this reporting of changes in CA and CL plus 5 lakh. That gives the answer plus 15 lakh 80,000. Minus, that pending list item, income tax payment. 15 lakh 80,000 less income tax paid rupees 2 lakh. That gives the final answer. Net cash flow from operating activities A once again क्योंकि इनका आगे दोबारा यूज करना है प्लस 13 lakh 80,000. Net cash flow from operating activities A plus 13 lakh 80,000. Total of this B having three items. Net cash flow from investing activities B minus 3 lakh 80,000. Net cash flow from financing activities C plus 1 lakh. Now final picture. What is the net increases or decreases made in the current year as far as the cash flow is concerned? So A, B and C. This A, then B, then C. अब इनका ग्रांड टोटल करके फाइनल पिक्चर देना है. हैव ए लुक. टोटल नेट कैश फ्लो ऑफ एंटायर बिजनेस और increases or decreases made in the cash flow. A plus B plus C, that gives the final answer plus 11 lakh. Add opening balance of cash and bank. As we saw in the balance sheet, bank overdraft was there in the balance sheet in the last year. चलो एक बार दोबारा देख लो balance sheet. Liability side, last item. See, it is a bank overdraft. Rupees 1 lakh. So last year there was a balance of bank overdraft. And in the current year, bank balance, have a look on the asset side. It is a bank balance. Last year nil क्योंकि opening balance bank overdraft के रूप में है liability side, and closing balance of bank has been given 10 lakhs. So let us adjust this bank overdraft balance in the cash flow statement. Rupees 1 lakh. So it is a bank overdraft and that is why we are deducting it. Balance of bank overdraft minus 1 lakh. 11 lakh minus 1 lakh, that gives final answer. Closing balance of cash and bank rupees 10 lakh as we saw in the balance sheet. Closing balance of cash and bank. Once again let us verify it. On the asset side, have a look. Bank balance current year 10 lakhs. We also got our final answer. Closing balance of cash and bank rupees 10 lakhs. So our answer is a correct answer. It gets confirmed. It's a true answer. Closing balance of cash and bank rupees 10 lakhs. So by this way, you have to proceed for each and every step of additional information, and you have to give the necessary ledger accounts, then cash flow impact, and you have to confirm the closing balance of cash and bank. This was a good question. Debit balance of profit and loss account was a new point in the context to decide the net profit of the current year. Then selling of fixed assets in the beginning of the year was also a good point in the context of balance of provision for depreciation, that is the depreciation fund system. I hope all the points would be very clear in your mind. Thank you very much for your peaceful listening.